We are joined right now on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line by a 6-time Pro Bowl selection, now in his 11th NFL season. I think I've covered him for basically all that time. Viking safety Harrison Smith is with us. Harrison, we were just showing the NFC North standings, which can only mean so much at this time of year. But what's it like right now being on a 7-1 team that seems to, week after week, find ways to win all those exact type of games that you guys were letting slip away a year ago?
Yeah, it's any way we can get the wins is obviously the most important thing. But I heard you talking about how the fans might get a little nervous there at halftime. So it'd be nice to not always do that, but if we're winning, we'll take it any way we can get it.
I remember covering the infamous tie game in Green Bay that led to your kicker being cut the next day. And you're walking past me. It's at Lambeau Field. You're walking to that locker room because it's underneath the goalpost. And you said something along the lines of like, what the bleep was that? And I feel like there have been a lot of those games through time of just you guys having the opportunity to win. But there's something about it. I don't know how much it is the coaching staff and the way that they're training you and Kevin O'Connell talking so much about situational masters. But, the past couple of weeks, even in Washington last week and watching your sideline when you're down 10, it didn't seem like there was that panic within the team, which I have to imagine says something about just the overall mindset of your club right now.
Yeah, I think you nailed it there. I was actually talking about that with P2, just saying I didn't even realize we were down. I think we were down 10 points at that moment you're talking about, and we kind of didn't even fully realize it. We just somebody wanted to make a play. We knew we were going to make a play at some point. We didn't know who it was going to be or who it needed to be, whatever. So we just kind of have that confidence that I think starts at the top and just kind of trickles down. And it's not fake or anything. We're enjoying playing and we're having fun. And we expect something to happen when we need it to, really.
How would you describe Kevin O'Connell as a head coach?
He's definitely wise beyond his years. He's very confident, speaks well. He thinks about a lot of things schedule wise, logistics wise. He's always trying to gain a competitive advantage for us in any way possible. But there's a trust, there's a positivity that definitely is kind of just injected throughout the building, starting with him.
So this week you've got the Bills. There's a decent level of uncertainty about who they're starting at quarterback. It's either going to be Josh Allen, who you guys have seen in the past, or it's going to be a guy you know really well because he was running the scout team for a while there in Case Keenum before helping you guys on that run back in 2017. How are you preparing for two quarterbacks who, their play style, their body types in particular are certainly different, but how are you guys kind of going through the week here?
Well, you definitely have to prepare for as if Josh is playing, and he's kind of an anomaly of not even just a quarterback, but just like a person. He's a freak. He's big, can throw it probably further than the length of the football field. And then he can, he's good in the run game when they need it. They can dial some stuff up for him, and he's a tough tackle for any defensive guy on the field. So obviously have to be prepared for him. And we'll see how the week goes and what they end up doing there. But me personally, I'm have a little more familiarity with Case than other guys. We'll always remember the Minnesota Miracle and that whole season with him running the show here. So a ton of respect for him. And if he's who we're playing with, we'll be ready for that challenge as well.
What type of inside knowledge do you have about Case that can help you on Sunday if you see him?
I don't have a ton. I mean, we'll watch the tape we got on him. I always liked how he played, personally. He'll lay it on the line for you, and he'll let his guys go make some plays. So we'll see what we got to defend.
With Josh, the game where he kind of became Josh Allen, or at least showed it, was that debacle in 2018. I think it was one of those games that kind of just went downhill real fast. And it's also when he he hurdled your good friend Anthony Barr in the middle of the field, and Bills fans started making T-shirts. Did you ever let Anthony hear the end of that? Because, again, at that point, he was not Josh Allen. He was some rookie, and he made Anthony look so small in that moment.
Yeah, I never really gave him a hard time because I was right behind him and I watched it. And I was like, man, that's not what I expected to happen. I think everybody on the field was like, whoa, what's going on here? It was a pretty impressive play by Josh. So it was a tough one for AB, but, it happens sometimes. Everybody's good up here. And like I said, Josh he's a bit of an anomaly.
Your quarterback, Kirk Cousins, playing pretty well, although I think that if you added up the Kirk Cousins viral videos so far this season, there are more with him wearing chains and or with his shirt off than anything he's actually done on the field. You've known him for, 5 years, pretty close basis as a member of your team. Is this the real Kirk that's been hiding in there? Forget as a player, but as a guy this whole time?
I don't know if, the iced out Kirk Chains, Kirk Thuggins is exactly who he is.
Kirk Thuggins?
I've been playing against Kirk since college, since
That's right.
Michigan State years. And I never saw the change till this year, but I think it's a good look for him. And I think we're going to try to add some jewelry especially with every road win we get. We got to keep something coming his way there.
He really does seem, and I've talked to him only a few times, you're around him every day, it does seem like he's just a little more loose, for lack of a better term. Like, he just seems relaxed and kind of, he's himself right now, and obviously he's been a really productive quarterback for a long time.
Yeah, I think when you're on a team like this, like we talked about, the wins aren't always how you draw them up. It's not always offense or defense or teams, but somehow we're finding ways to win. And that kind of builds, some strong trust amongst the team that kind of crosses the structure of offense, defense, special teams. So I think it's just part of it. It's having fun. It's being positive. It's mixing it up with the guys, maybe branching out beyond who we normally are as some of the older guys. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, and Kirk's enjoying it like he should.
I'm glad to see you lean into that, being one of the older guys. You're 33, I believe. Second oldest safety in the league, right? Behind Devin McCourty now?
That probably sounds right.
But it's just funny because I think back to your rookie year and coming in, and you've performed at such a high level for a long period of time. But this is the first time, certainly since 2014, that you're in a new scheme. Like, how are you guys as a group coming along, just in terms of knowing how this entire thing needs to operate and getting lined up and all the adjustments you guys make?
I think the mix of guys that we have has been great, and the mix of coaches that have come in here and been able to maybe not always keep everything exactly the same how they had it before, because they're adjusting to us as players too. So it's a group effort. It's been fun too, because like you said, I've been playing in the same scheme for 8 years. I had 2 years with Leslie Frazier prior to that. So getting a new scheme, figuring some new ways to defend things and what you can do in the secondary and up front, especially like the stuff we're doing with Zedarius down there. It's fun it's just fun to learn football. So it's been enjoyable. I'm still trying to keep up.
Zedarius is kicking ass for you right now too.
Yes. Yeah. So, and I don't get to watch that during the game. I know it's happening, but
right.
When I watch the film after, and I can watch those guys up front, and EK and Jordan Hicks and Sully in the slot. I have so much fun just watching those guys after the game.
On a serious note for a second here, Harrison, your co-defensive coordinator from last year, Adam Zimmer, Mike's son, passed away recently. I believe you were at the funeral earlier this week. It was shocking too. I think, certainly for me, I didn't know him extremely well, but just in our conversations, I got so many texts from coaches around the league and asking about it. 38 years old. Just What's your favorite memory of Adam, and what was that like being there for the funeral?
Yeah, he was a guy that was always kind of there with his players. Like when, he felt the win with you, lose, he felt that hurt with you. And I spent enough time with the linebackers that I was kind of like, I was around Adam quite a bit and got to know him well and enjoyed my time with him. There was a ton of moments where celebrating victories, going to dinners after the season and just talking about football and life. So he'll be missed, and sad to miss him, but also very fortunate to be around him.
No doubt. So another big game coming up this week against the Bills, potentially against one of your former quarterbacks. You picked off a different one last week, Taylor Heineke, who, of course, was with you guys for a couple of years there. And I think that was the best celebration I've seen you have, the bowling pin celebration. Jordan Hicks really sold his part. I don't know if that was part of the choreography. If you get one off Case this week, what do you have up your sleeve?
Can't reveal that.
Give us a hint, Harrison. What do you got?
I will say we were trying to figure out something to do before the game, and I think it was like there was probably a handful of us, and Coach O'Connell walked by and was like, "Really, guys? Like, what are we doing?" So it was good that it worked out, and we executed it well, and then we won. He didn't get too mad that we were practicing in the locker room. But we'll have something ready to go, and hopefully we time it right and execute it all well.
So, obviously you have a question in terms of the quarterback, but in your mind, what's the biggest key to going into a tough place to play like Buffalo and coming out with a win?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There obviously have explosive guys on offense, and we talked about what Josh Allen can do and if he can go or not. And you got some storylines to the game. You got Diggs, you got JJ. Harrison Phillips is a guy that came here from the Bills last year. And then on defense for them, I obviously don't watch them and prepare for them, but knowing Leslie's over there and what they got going, they've been really, really good for a bunch of years, and you got a front that can get after it, guys that can make plays on the back end. So it'll be a good game. That's really all I can expect out of it right now.
You talk a little bit on the field. Diggs definitely talks on the field. What do you anticipate that's going to be like?
Man, Diggs is my guy. I kind of remember when he first started playing. We played a game out in Denver where he started kind of going off, and we were kind of feeding off each other. So I'll always remember those times with Diggs. But when we're out there, we'll be going at it. Not that I'm like matched up as a corner on him or anything, but I'm sure we'll have our times with each other. But it'll be good to see him.
Well, I know it's a busy week, Harrison. Thanks a lot for jumping on the phone. I'm sure I'll see you soon here.
Thanks, Tom.
As Vikings safety Harrison Smith, the Kirk Cousins nicknames. I didn't think we were going to get a new one.
It's really good.
Kirk Thuggins.
Kirk Thuggins. I'm about it, TJ.
Yeah, I just tweeted that out.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.